All right, guys, it's October 21st, and I just posted a little thing on Google Classroom, so I want to mention some thoughts and details. We're working on CodeHS, the strings, and you're learning how to cut a piece off, rearrange it, change some stuff, test for upper and lowercase, things like that. And so I want to give you a little mini project. This will be shorter than some of the stuff in the CodeHS even, but it's a nice way to think and use it in combination, sometimes 2 or 3 ideas together. Pick one of these, okay? You don't have to do all, and if you look at one and you don't really like it or you don't think it would be interesting, then don't worry, look at one of the others. So here are your possibilities. One is alternating case. You're going to write a function that takes in a string and changes it to lower, upper, all the way down. Okay? Like the SpongeBob meme where you're making fun of something that people said. And so if you say hello world, it would give you hello world with like each character being upper and lower. Now there are a bunch of ways to do that. You could, for example, go down the line, make it upper, make the next one lower, make it upper, make the next one lower. Or you could change it all to lower and then just do half of them upper, or the other way around. You could approach this in a couple different ways, but make sure that you test it so that it works if they give you something all caps, if they give you something with a mix, if they give you something with a number that it doesn't have an error, things like that, Second, you could write a function that takes in a string and tells us whether or not it's a palindrome. Palindrome is a word or sentence that is the same thing backwards. So one of the famous examples is race car. That's the same thing if you had gone the other way. And again, there are different ways you could do that, different approaches. You could take the first half and take the second half, or you could try to reverse them all. The thing to look out for is sometimes it's going to be an even number of letters, sometimes it's going to be an odd, so you want to make sure you don't get an error if you prepared for one but get the other. And then another choice is sometimes you're typing in a password to a website and it'll tell you, you need at least one special character, or it needs to be a certain length or whatever. And so you could make a function. And in this case, I want to test for 2 things. One, test whether it has a number, and test whether it has at least one capital. Okay. So you don't have to worry about length or other stuff, although you could add those if you feel like it. If you say something that has a number and at least a capital, it'll say true. And if you say something that doesn't have one of those, it'll say false. Okay? You could work on that today, but if you're still doing the CodeHS, feel free to take your time. This is not due right away, but I wanted to have it there. And I wanted to start with our little projects and assessments early on and make them spread out small grades instead of a couple big ones at the end. Thanks.